Um, Welcome, everyone, to our continuing education series here with our team, where we are going to be diving into all things holistic and natural wellness over the next many weeks, the next year. And it's such a pleasure for us to be able to offer this education to our community and really build community around a healthy lifestyle, what that looks like, decreasing toxicity around us, supporting our body and cleansing, learning about essential oils and the powerful messenger molecules that they are and how they can support our body, our mindset, our emotions, and so many different things. And tonight I have the pleasure of introducing one of our amazing team members. This is Katino. She is a national certified health coach and wellness educator and is passionate in guiding others to elevate their emotional, physical, and energetic well-being through natural solutions. Katino is dedicated to empowering people with simple, practical tools that support emotional balance, nervous system health, and daily vitality. Blending wellness education with sustainable style practices, she helps others feel more calm, clear, and aligned in their everyday lives. Her heart is to educate and to inspire and empower others to create greater balance, peace, and vibrant health naturally. So please help me in welcoming Katino, who is going to be presenting this webinar today on raising your inner frequency with high vibration essential oils.
Thank you so much, Alyssa. Welcome, welcome, everyone. Let's dive right in. I'm going to share screen with everyone and start my presentation. All right. Essential oils vibration. Raise your inner frequency with essential oils. I love this topic so much, and it's such an honor to present this information to you. So, most of us know that everything in this world has a vibration. Every little particle of our universe vibrates, and it can be measured. It has its own frequency, including plants, like this plant has its vibrations. My clothes that I'm wearing has a vibration. Water I'm drinking has a vibration. Our food, herbs, and so do the essential oils. And the higher the vibration, the greater is the power of the source. And essential oils, my friends, happen to be the highest vibrating substances on earth that have ever been studied on this earth. So it's practically living organism if you think about it. So essential oils, they vibrate between 52 and 302 megahertz. And just to give you an example, a healthy human body vibrates between 62 and 68 megahertz. So, vibrational frequency is the frequency of cycles per second. The unit of frequency measurement is in hertz, and it was named after the German physicist Heinrich Hertz. And megahertz are hertz, millions of those cycles. Okay, so every disease has its own frequency, and if it is exposed to a substance which is higher in frequency, the disease disappears, and you will see later some research on that. Aroma cannot be seen with our eyes, but it can be felt through touch, through through our senses of smell. Okay, the vibrations of aroma can only be perceived through the sense of smell. As soon as you inhale the aroma, like right now, I have my diffuser going. As soon as you inhale, it begins to affect your body through your limbic brain. And our limbic brain is our primitive brain, which means it bypasses our conscious thought. So we don't even have a chance to think yet when our brain is already affected by the smell. Isn't that so cool? And it takes about 20 seconds after entering the body for the brain to start sending signals to the organs within our body. And the best analogy I could find is like launching antivirus. It just goes to work, right? And all disease in the human body starts at 58 megahertz. Okay, if the healthy body is 62 to 68, 58, not that much lower, that's when disease can start. It's important to note that what I'm saying only applies to the oils of therapeutic grade by doTERRA, CPTG certified. Okay. Certified pure therapeutic grade. What is it? It ensures purity. The oils contain exclusively natural ingredients. Plants used to produce the oils are sourced from the regions where they're grown. Like I just came back from Hawaii, where we were planting sandalwood on doTERRA's 9,000-acre reservation, and we were witnessing the process of distillation of the oils of from seed to the oil. I've seen it all, and it's pretty cool to see. Safety. There's laboratory testing. doTERRA tests for so many things, from fungus to heavy metals to bacteria to anything and everything. And it costs millions of dollars. So it really is not affordable if, when you see those cheap oils, just know that they are not even comparable. And effectiveness. When you have such high quality essential oils, you can guarantee the effects. So I can guarantee the effects of the oils that I'm using because I witness it every single day, not just on me, on my clients, and thousands of people that report the results. So let's talk about how do vibrations of the healthy human body look like. We're not going to spend much time here, but you can look on this picture that every body part has a vibrational frequency. Okay. Dr. Roberto Baker, in his book, The Body Electric, writes that human body has its own electromagnetic frequency and that based on the body's vibration, many diseases can be diagnosed. He was the one to write about every disease having its own vibration, and it's pretty astounding. A healthy person in a waking state has a vibration about again 62 to 68 megahertz. A person becomes susceptible to a cold when his vibrations drop to 59 to 60 megahertz. When we have a flu, it's 58. Viral infections, 55 to 58. Candida parasite, 55. Herpes, 52. Cancer, 42. And at 20 megahertz, cells are unable to function. And actually, human cells may start mutating at 62, which is a vibration of a healthy body. So we always want to be thinking about alleviating our vibrations. So when do destructive vibrations arise? Primarily from our emotions. As you can see on this chart here, those emotions like grief, fear, offense, irritation, agitation, arrogance, irritability, outburst of rage, pride, vanity, contempt, superiority, all those feelings. And pity was an interesting one to me because yeah, there's compassion. You will see compassion is such a high vibrating feeling versus pity when we pity someone. So when we experience those feelings, they lower our vibrations and we become receptive to viruses. I love this parable I wanted to share with you. It's very illustrative because it was an ancient times, and again, it's a parable. I'm not sure where it's from, but I heard and I thought it was perfect for our topic here. One person met Death and asked, "How many will you take?" And Death replied, 5,000. And after the epidemic, they met again, and the person said, "Hey, you said you were just going to take 5,000. Why did you take 15?" And he said, "Well, I only took five, and 10,000 just died from fear." Right? So, and also in the book, Placebo Effect, if anybody read it, there are so many examples of people just believing falsely their diagnosis that wasn't even correct, that they're sick, and they just thought themselves to death. And there were opposite illustrations of people being told that they're completely well when they weren't, and they recovering really quickly. And also, I love this research from Blue Zones by Butner. Maybe you've seen it. There was a documentary on it too. When he went to all different regions in the world where people live to be centenarians and they're in great health. And he found that number one predictor, actually, let me ask you, maybe drop it in the chat. What do you think number one predictor, or say it out loud, you don't have to type it. What do you think was number one predictor of longevity?
I'm gonna guess one of the nine is like belonging or belief. One of those two. I don't know if that's the one, but
Yeah, it was their own prediction of how long they were going to live,
oh,
their own belief, like whatever they thought they were gonna they were gonna live that, so people that believed they were gonna be 100 plus, they lived that life, they were healthy and they lived that life. So pretty interesting. So if a person lives with positive emotions, their vibration frequency is completely different. Acceptance of the world without negativity, 46 megahertz. Generosity, very high, 95. Gratitude, 45. Heartfelt gratitude, 140. When our heart overflows with gratitude, we all have felt it, I'm sure. That is the highest vibrating emotion there is after unconditional love. As you see, like sometimes love can be mental, like we understand that we love that person, and but then when we actually feel the unconditional love, and also I called it here God's love because it's like divinity love, when you belong, you protect it, you're loved. If when you are in the zen of love, it's 205 megahertz and above. And that's why prayer meditations are so powerful. When it's not, prayer meditation is not, it's not always possible to achieve that state, but that's the goal, right? When we're in this bliss and this connection with the divine, that's the vibration of it. Let's look at the science. So, a major breakthrough was the creation of a frequency generator capable of producing electrical frequencies. Um, Dr. Roberto Baker, oh no, this is not Roberto Baker, sorry, this is Dr. Rife, placed living bacteria colonies under specific frequencies after which they die. His key discovery was that each disease has its own frequency. And if exposed to a higher frequency, the disease can be eliminated. So, this research started in the 30s, and it was the American physician, by the way. He created this powerful microscope with magnification up to 30,000, 30,000, whatever that is that they use for microscopes. And under certain lighting, he claimed to absorb viruses, bacteria, and parasite colonies. And it was actually published in November of 1930s in San Diego newspaper, that he built a microscope that could mark living viruses was light. And back then it's like bioluminescence, right? Now then he would have received the Nobel Prize. He also constructed a frequency generator and proposed that each disease had its own frequency. Yeah, and when exposed to a higher frequency, then it dies. So that was a complete medical breakthrough, as it suggested the possibility of treating diseases like cancer and other serious diseases. So, ancient philosophers believed that the mind has the power to shape the body and that a person can become ill simply by imagining themselves ill. And modern science is beginning to echo this in its own language. Research in the field of psychoneuroimmunology shows that our thoughts and emotion influence brain chemistry, hormones, and even immune function. So, if our mind can contribute to disease, why not choose for a mind to contribute to our health instead? Why not imagine ourselves healthy and happy and grateful and all the beautiful things, right? Um, so here are the frequencies of the essential oils. Look at that. We just looked at some numbers and just compare. Rose, 320 megahertz. Frankincense, 147. Lavender, 118. Isn't that amazing? Each essential oil has its own vibrational frequency. And let's compare it to the foods. Fresh food, 15. Dried herbs, 1222. Herbs are wonderful, but oils are 50 to 70 times are more effective than the herbs when it comes to healing with the natural solutions and all those things, just because they're leaving substances. Fresh greens and canned cooked food is at zero. Essential oils with high vibrations influence a person's spiritual well-being. So we looked at rose being 320, and that's the highest one. And not everyone's going to like the rose, actually, just because um, it is um, it is a very high vibration, and sometimes it takes time to work yourself up to like that fragrance. But the same ability of alleviating your spiritual well-being have other oils that are made out of floral floral oils, such as ylang ylang, neroli, jasmine, geranium, lavender, Roman chamomile, and there's more. All floral scents, they carry potent plant compounds, which also act like phytoestrogens, so they can gently interact with estrogen receptors in the body and help restore balance when needed. That's why we use clary calm and clary sage for PMS. And I actually just posted think last week, and I shared with you ladies, one of my clients used clary calm and clary sage for her PMS, which was unbearable for her. She had terrible pains for years, and for 3 months straight, she followed the protocol with essential oils. And 3 months later, she wrote me that she no longer suffers her PMS. How cool is that? So her cycle was regulated just with the help of essential oils. I wanted to show you this oils here. So we have rose, and rose is the highest vibration essential oil. It's also very hard to mm, to grow, to collect. You, as far as I know, you gather it at dawn, and then within the 2 hours you have to process it, distill it, bottle it, do all the things. So 5 milliliters of rose cost $275 for a wholesale price. Then we have Rose Touch, which I have right here, and it's only 72. And it's a great way to start if you want to experience that high emotion, that high frequency. Then doTERRA put together very smartly the emotion aromatherapy touch kit, which is only $120 for the 6 rollers, and they have those floral notes in them that are super great for our mental, emotional well-being. And by the way, right now we have Mother's Day special, very limited edition. So if you wanted to experience rose, this is the best way to do it because we have this rose hydrosol and moringa rose nourishing oil that is only sold in April because it's such a seasonal product. Like this hydrosol, it's water collected during the distillation process of the rose and bottled, and it smells divine. Anybody who tried it, usually doTERRA women, they buy so much of it when it comes out because they know they're gonna use it the whole year till it comes out again. So, and this is Timeless Trio. It's also floral combinations put together for three different signature aromas that you can use as a perfume. And there are other floral oils. They're actually steam distilled, I learned, because of the delicate nature of the compounds that would be damaged in higher heat. So, like when I was in Hawaii, sandalwood, for example, they use high heat um, to get the oil distilled. But with those, it's very gentle, and each floral oil possesses their own unique chemical makeup. Oils that heal the body. So we were talking about high vibrations, essential oils, floral ones. They are helpful with the spiritual uplifting, and they're very strong with working with our emotional health. The medium vibration frequency essential oils, such as frankincense, sandalwood, basil, myrrh, copaiba, they help heal both the body and the mind. They have ability to lift up people from prolonged depression, improve mood, enhance mental health. So the thing about mental health that we all, I mean, not all of us, but most people think that it's just our minds, when in reality, a lot of times it's the biochemistry. Okay. So, as we know, frankincense, for example, it works on cellular level. It heals the cells. It kills the cells that it can that it cannot heal, basically. So that's why frankincense is widely used with oncology patients and prevention. Like after people go through cancer treatments, they use frankincense for prevention, or using it on a daily. Just that's what doctors from doTERRA recommend. That's what we people at doTERRA prefer doing. We just we have capsules, we have stick, we have oil. There are options. You want frankincense in your life, that's for sure. And also with essential oils, they like whenever you find a smell that is just so appealing to you, just know that the smell is going to be very good for you. This is just the wisdom of nature. This is how God made us, and this is how essential oils work. And as you go through different seasons of life, different oils are going to be more appealing to you. Or you might love rose today and then not like it a week later. Also, it's going to depend on your cycle, on the stage that you're in your life. And citruses, they're just so uplifting. Everybody loves citrus. Like you can add citrus to your water. You can rub citrus on your chest, on the back of your neck. You're just gonna feel that instant elevation. And citrus essential oils are actually very helpful with anxiety and nervousness in general, because it helps lower cortisol, and it gently supports neurotransmitters and just shifts your nervous system towards more balanced state. I invite you, if you don't do it yet, I invite you to carry your one citrus essential oil. I like making blends of those. But if you just even bring lemon with you and sniff it, add it to your water, you're going to feel instantly elevated. So thanks to Dr. What was his name? Rife? Yes, Dr. Rife. We found out that micro world, like all living things, emit vibrations with certain frequency range, but these are significantly lower than the frequencies emitted by essential oils. So, due to their essential oils' high vibrations, they're able to suppress source of the disease, viruses, bacteria, and fungi. That's why essential oils are so great to, they work preventatively, first of all. This year, I've used essential oils with my children pretty much every single day. And I'll tell you that it was the least amount of absences we had. So it works. It works. I always say it works because it's pretty obvious. Like if I pull the reports from last year and this year, like significantly less days missed for all three children. And clinical studies have shown that essential oils with higher frequencies can create an environment in which microbes, bacteria, viruses, fungi, and other pathogenic microflora cannot survive. The vibrations of essential oils can help the human body remain healthy and energetic. Let's look at this clinical study of 215, published by the Journal of Alternative and Complementary Medicine, found that aromatherapy with essential oils such as lavender significantly reduced stress and improved mood in healthcare workers exposed to high pressure environment. Research shows that when scent is introduced, the body doesn't just relax, it shifts much more powerfully out of stress. And you can see here, without scent, the HRV recovery was 44%, and with essential oils 108, it's more than 50%. Pretty significant. Oh, this is interesting, guys. Um, so there was a series of experiments conducted by Bruce Tyneal on two men aged 24 and 26. So this one was coffee. It was super interesting to me. I love coffee, and I can tell when I drink too much coffee, I can tell that it's affecting me. So what they did, one young man was asked to inhale the aroma of the black coffee, and his vibrational frequency lowered from 66 to 58 by just sniffing it for 3 seconds. But surprisingly, after inhaling the essential oils, it came back 21 seconds later. So pretty quickly. Of course, we're going to be drinking coffee. But for me, I'm thinking maybe I should be drinking less coffee because the second young man who was asked to take several sips of the coffee and took him 3 days to return to his previous frequency. Has anyone else noticed when they drink so much coffee for a while that they kind of feeling blah? I can definitely tell it's true for me.
Yeah, I feel that way. And also, it's interesting that I think it kind of supports this that in homeopathy, which is a frequency-based medicine, they often recommend to avoid coffee while you're taking the remedies because it can antidote them.
Mm. Yeah. Thanks for sharing that, Candace. In smoking, as a result of experiments, it was found that if a person simply stands to someone who is smoking, the frequency of their body vibrations drop from 65 to 48, and if a person smokes themselves, their frequency drops to 42. Um, yeah, not great. Prayer positive thoughts. If we're occupied with negative thoughts or memories of loss, the average frequency of our vibration decreases by about 10 megahertz. It should be megahertz. And on the other hand, pleasant memories increase it by about 10 megahertz. And I'm sure also, again, we don't even need to prove it because we know it's true. Every single one of us knows when we think things of loss or negative occurrences in our life, we just feel so down versus when we remember some amazing event, our whole body feels better. Meditation and prayer and a sense of gratitude increases vibrations instantly by 15 megahertz. And actually, what was interesting that Nikola Tesla knew it, and he was talking about it as early as 19th century. Nikola Tesla noted that if it were possible to eliminate certain external frequencies that pass through the human body, humanity would be more resistant to disease. And let's talk a little bit about this electric devices around us. So all electrical devices in our homes, microwaves, televisions, computer monitors, cell phones that we carry, all of our gadgets, they emit electromagnetic waves of various frequencies. And that impact is described as disruptive to the human body's electrical field. And it was studied that essential oils actually raise up those frequencies, and specifically lemongrass, citruses, they are really good at neutralizing the destruction. So that's another reason to work with your humidifier by your desk, right? And diffuse it as you sleep, diffuse it as you work. Just work with oils all the time. That's all I can say because we need our vibrations raised all day, every day, right? Yeah. And that's actually all I have. And I'm open to questions.
Well, I just really enjoyed that. I don't have a question that's coming up for me right now. I would be curious just if there's more research on, I mean, I know we have research on specific oils for specific ailments, and I would be
Mhm.
curious if there's more research on like because it's frequency based. That's just my geeky brain who likes to know those things. I
No,
guess it's
sure.
not
Yeah.
important, but
Yeah.
it's really fascinating, and I find it to be even just validation and more confirmation of what we're already experiencing with the oils. It just gives some additional uh, um, science
Hmm.
around it, I guess. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. And we can all work on it and actually gather more information and all of that. Yeah.
I
I
love
do
it.
have like three lists of references, but I guess I wanted to shorten it into this. But yeah, definitely there's so much more to be talked about and
Interesting. Yeah.
discovered. Yeah.
I love that idea too of like I mean, I used to diffuse at night, help me sleep, right? But now I have a different way of thinking about diffusing at night for
Hmm.
raising my frequency. And also I remember some research around it was done at like assisted living, and like the
Hmm.
memory recall of people who diffused at night was
Yeah.
like it was like 50% or higher. It was like this massive amount. So I'm like, oh boy, I gotta really get going on consistently diffusing at night.
Yeah. Yeah. Was it the study on Alzheimer's patients? I mean,
Yeah,
Alzheimer's. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. Because when they did the study on the healthy adults, 60 to 85, the improvement was 226%.
whoa, oh my gosh, wow,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. I mean, Alzheimer's starts in the brain 20 years before. So it definitely makes sense to preventatively use it. Just use the essential oils. Yeah.
for sure, for sure.
Yeah. Like, do you notice any differences with your mood when you use the oils?
Me is I don't know if some anybody else is talking here. I don't want to
Hey,
hog
Mickey.
the mic. I don't want to hog the mic.
Yeah, thank you
I
so much, Katina.
yeah.
This is amazing. And yeah, I definitely notice a shift in my mood and energy when I use the oils. And I'm always kind of in this conversation with which oils I want to use, at any given time. And I've really been playing with Beautiful. I don't know if they still have that as a roller, but I got a few of them a few years ago and they popped up, and it's this very beautiful, like citrus, like playful, very springtime energetic, which has been really lovely